Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. We have just defeated the mom fight for the first time on file number 3. Hence why the drawing is now different. If you do enjoy what you see here, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Again, third save file. We already did the first fight. I did cut the recording a bit too short on the last recording, only because I didn't show that I just unlocked a bunch of new challenges: Purist, XXL, Speed, Pride Day, Have a Heart, all those. And we unlocked the Womb. I also, now during the run, unlocked a nice host of characters, right? We unlocked Eve, Samson, and Lazarus. Now, Samson's not necessarily hard, it's just beating 2 floors, I believe, without taking damage. Making 3 deals with the devil in 1 game is for Azazel. Let's see what else I had to do. Greed mode. Unlocked by beating hard mode with Lazarus without losing a life. Okay, yeah. And by holding 55 pennies. Well, that one's probably not going to be for a while, because again, I want to donate as much as possible to try to really build up my donation machine. But Azazel and Bethany aren't necessarily difficult to unlock. For now, I'm going to play as Samson, one of my favorite characters, only because he's the new player. Okay. He's not the easiest character, but he is one of them. The easiest is being Azazel, in my opinion. He is a noob, a character that attracts noobs to the game. And I'll admit, when I first started playing, Azazel was one of my favorites just because of how easy he was. Difficult with the short brimstone in some semblances, but 90% of the time super easy, especially once you start learning the game. That's why he's for most new players, their favorite character. Like I said, it's none of these characters are necessarily hard to beat characters or bad characters. In fact, Lazarus has gotten a huge buff where he now has multiple, he can die once per floor. I do need to touch that item to eventually get the Dead God achievement, but it's not my favorite item. But it wouldn't be a bad idea, especially for early runs, because it's enough of a buff that it's not bad, but it's not good either. One fun fact about this character, about this boss, is you can defeat him instantly if you hit him with a bomb, because he is a reference to the Bomberman series of games. If you hit him with one of your bombs, he will instantly die. His own bombs won't kill him instantly, but it can only be made so easy, right? Again, he's not super tough, and it's not the hardest, one of the deadly sins to fight. I could have had him blown up the Wheel of Fortune, though, to try to get some extra drops out of it for free. But I didn't think about it in time, so it's too late now. Like I said, my main goal early game is to obviously get as much stuff unlocked as possible, but as well as getting my shop upgraded. And I think, like I said last episode, it's just one of those things where it's it'll be super nice to have a fully upgraded shop, as well as getting enough tinted rocks to make to get small rock. That's what I was trying to say. Blow up enough tinted rocks to unlock small rock is also a big benefit that I want to have. I would love to get my hands on 4.5 volt, but it is too early to be blowing up my machine for money, and I don't have an active item currently, and there's no guarantee of getting an active item. I'm actually going to hold on to my money for this floor, only for the express purpose of getting a arcade on the next floor. Because if I can manage to get my hands on an arcade on the next floor, yeah, I was gonna say it can't be there. So if I can get my hands on an arcade on the next floor, we'll be set for. We'll be set up in a better position, right? Where it's like I can use the blood donation machines to get to boost my damage for the floor very high. Good amount of money to have. Even more money, cool. Again, I don't have an active, so 4.5 volt doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy currently. I could hold on to it in case I do eventually get an active item that can take advantage of it, but at the end of the day, it's not overly worthwhile to like push for it. This is a I ran into that fire thinking I had already like destroyed it. Like I said, I'm nowhere near like perfect at the game. It's just one of those things that's like I enjoy playing it. In fact, I wouldn't say I'm even good at the game. I was seeing people talking about like, oh, I put 800 hours into the game and I just completed, you know, infinity %. And I'm like, I put 800 hours into the game and I've barely completed my first dead god. And even then, that wasn't without like a ton of headache because of just the way it worked. I actually want to hold on to this Joker card for after my first, like, if the first angel deal isn't like, if I don't get it on the first floor, I can get it on. Because that'll give me basically an extra devil or an extra angel deal guaranteed. Whereas if I use it on any of the floor, it's just going to be a chance of an angel deal. Nice. Now, yeah, like I said, I wanted to hold on to money just in case I can get an arcade. Also, just like getting the 55 cents also would be nice just to have it unlocked. Have Kane unlocked early. Nice, and bonus damage is always good. There's a couple challenges you want to do early, but I don't remember exactly which ones are which. I know one will unlock the mind, which is super fantastic to have. There's, you know, a couple of really good unlocks. I'd have to look into like what's the best unlocks, but I'm not going to really play it for what gives me the best unlocks the earliest. Like, I don't much care to play it that way. I just kind of want to play it where I'm having fun with the game. One of those characters I would love to like unlock eventually is Bethany, because she's a very fun character and I would love to play a lot of her, especially for YouTube. Now, this isn't going to be a series I'm going to be putting out super frequently just because I mean, it's not hard to play. It's not one of those like super popular. Like, it's a popular in its own genre, but it's not overly popular, right? And granted, I'm not playing games to play the most popular games. I'm playing the games I want to have the most fun with. And even then, it's one of those games that's like, I have a lot of fun with it. It's a comfort game, and I can always go back to it. But it's hard to justify like playing it 24/7. I am thinking about, like I said last episode, things like Abiotic Factor or even Grounded. I played Grounded. I never completed it. I have played it up to a certain point, and I had a lot of fun playing it. It is one of my favorite survival crafting games, and I remember playing it early when it was still in early access and enjoying it, and then coming back to once it was completed and seeing how much has been added to the game. It's really fun. Really, again, a great game to just go to and play. The combat, while at first feels difficult and hard to master, is actually really satisfying once you start getting the hang of it. There are still parts that I was having troubles with when I was first started playing it. For example, getting a perfect block is super difficult, but rewarding once you manage to pull it off. and I can never get the timing quite right for the perfect block. But again, it's like I said, it doesn't have to be like it's not like you have to do it. Like the best way I saw to manage is kind of like on and off block while you know an attack's coming. It's not ideal, and oftentimes you do get hit in between your blocks, but as long as you can get the timing somewhat, you know, timed right, you're most likely going to block it, if not get that perfect like block or parry or whatever you want to call it. And it's super satisfying once you get that, you know, mechanic, you know, down to a science, because it's just, again, it's just really fun. You feel rewarded for like taking the time to learn, especially learning how certain, you know, enemies fight. I'm actually almost up to that 55 cents that I want to be at. X-ray vision means free secret rooms. I think that's all it does. I think it's just literally, it will open up the secret room every time you walk into it. Or every time it's like connected to that room. For example, here. As soon as I get into this room for free, which typically you only can get in if you only have one heart. I don't need this speed, right? My speed's pretty decent, but I'll take it anyways. Just having that one free extra item, it doesn't hurt having. Now, the easiest way to defeat the Duke of Flies is simply just use a bomb. He's got very low health. He doesn't have boss armor or anything like that, so a bomb will typically get him down to like his last quarter of his health in one shot. So it's always good to like just use the bombs as extra damage if you have them to spare. Now, I don't need to really worry about holding onto my bombs as much anymore because of the lack of secret room, like lack of needing them for the secret room. But it doesn't hurt to like keep in mind that I need them for tinted rocks and things like that. Or if I want to boost my angel/devil chance by destroying a shopkeeper or destroying a beggar. I definitely have enough health that I can afford to go into my curse room, and I will go ahead and do that, and not fully unrewarded. I think Rusted Key makes it so keys now have a, like, room drops have a chance to turn into a key, essentially, or more likely to drop keys, something along those lines. I'm really close to that 55 cents. In fact, I am so close that if I were to blow up all three of these, like, sections, I can easily get it. And I will, because it is just super easy to do, which makes it worthwhile, right? With that, I can go into my shop now. That is, when you take a hit of damage, it has a chance to for you to drop a health up item. I'd rather hold on to the key trinket, but that's not a bad trinket to have either, especially if you're trying to unlock Magdalene or Maggie, because she is a very, because her unlock is like, I think it's like 7+ red hearts or something like that. Full mapping, not overly useful, but is useful enough to hold on to, or to take. I want to put minimum 10 cents in, right? Well, sucks that the machine jammed, but it's not the end of the world. It should be above 90 now, which is enough money to, next run, hopefully, as long as it doesn't jam super early, get like it up to 100, which should be the next unlock. Now, my goal is to eventually like unlock both the Lost, but also unlock the Holy Mantle for him before I really get into playing him, like, because that's like a super important item for him to have. Alright. I'm actually getting pretty close to getting Magdalene unlocked, which, hey, that's great. I just want to get up here to spread the creep as far as possible, just because these are tough enemies to deal with. My damage isn't super high. I mean, it's high, but it's not like high enough to make it, you know, an easy run, right? I actually don't want to increase my angel chance too much because I want to actually not get it this floor. And by not getting it this floor, I can more or less guarantee like 2 angel deals in this run. It'd be great if I could guarantee it on like the final room floor, which means I could get like a head start on getting the Polaroid started, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. This is one of those few like challenge rooms that are like the regular challenge rooms that I'm willing to like go through, because the 2 stone chests have a like, it's not a higher likelihood of paying out with items, but they have a decent likelihood of paying out with items, and even if they don't, you tend to get your bomb back, right? So it's usually worthwhile. And right now, since I have X-ray vision, again, I'm a bit more lenient about spending my bombs and stuff like that, because I don't necessarily need to hold on to them. I mean, I can get in there for free. No point in, like, spending a key on it. Massive tears up from the onion, or sad onion. It was one of those rooms where having high speed is really nice. I tried to run too early. I went right when they, like, shot. Forgetting I needed to give it, like, an extra half second. Extra trinket room would have been nice on the last floor, but hey, I'll take it anyways. Red patch, I believe, has the same effect as Samson, but except it's a chance-based to increase your damage instead of a guaranteed damage increase. I don't need the pill, so I'm not going to buy it. There's a few like really good top secret rooms, but for the most part they're not that good. These fatties that break down in stages aren't necessarily hard to deal with. They're not fun, but they're not hard to deal with. I wish I could get that stone chest that's in that one room, but it's not the end of the world. Now, with the mountain bombs I have, fighting enemies like using them to deal bonus damage to the bosses is actually a pretty smart idea. And again, I'm not like super reliant on my bombs for secret rooms or things like that. So again, it doesn't make much sense to be super conservative with them. My luck wasn't the greatest, and I ended up getting the one thing I didn't want to get. But I did end up getting at least managing to get my hands on Sacred Heart, which is a fantastic item in the process. So I'm not too mad about it. It is homing plus a massive damage boost, right? Like, this is one of the best Angel Deal items you can get. I am going to full explore the 4 just because I want to try to find as many tinted rocks as possible. Because again, super important to like for unlocking the small rock. So it's always a good idea to like try and find it, or try to find as many. I mean, not only will you get like a boost to your health, or not a boost, boost your health with the chances of it dropping so many soul hearts, but it's a massive chance for a large boost to your or increases. What I'm trying to say, I cannot speak English today to save my life, but what I've been trying to say is that, like, not only can you get the soul hearts from it, which will be a good boost to your health, but you also get a, increase in the number of tinted rocks you bomb, which eventually unlocks small rock, which is a super important item to get. If I knew I was getting Sacred Heart, I definitely would have taken Tiny Planet, because while Tiny Planet's not a great item, and honestly doesn't really benefit Sacred Heart any, it does mean I can just grab it and have it like in my like items I touched, or like the item catalog, right? Which means I can get Dead God for this file much quicker than I could. Granted, I already touched Tiny Planet by the time I did the Dead God for the last save file, but it's, it just makes things easier, the fact that I don't have to like go back last minute to grab it. Chances of getting an Angel Deal aren't very high on this floor, so not something I'm going to be like super concerned about getting, right? Nothing in the shop I necessarily want to purchase, and then I will go into Curse Room just because it doesn't hurt. Especially since taking damage grants me a damage up anyways. Again, mostly looking for tinted rocks, because this run's basically guaranteed to be a win. If I can manage to get my hands on if I can get my hands on an Angel Room or Devil Room on the final floor, unless the game just automatically ends, because again, it's been a long time since I've actually done super early game content. Then I should be able to, like I said, start building up the Polaroid or the negative. Either one really works, because I need to unlock both anyways. Fruitcake, honestly, with this build, I don't mind taking it. Random tier effects, and they like get any of the worm effects as well. Not the greatest item, but hey, I'm already strong enough that it's like pretty much a guaranteed victory. There's no point in like trying over like the little added difficulty it gives me. Alright. I'm probably going to use a Joker on this floor. Only because... Actually, no, I can hold on to it until the last floor. Taking you is a smartish idea. Like, it's smart. But yeah. Ooh, 2 or 3 guppy items would be fantastic. But again, I'm going to try to get Angel Deal as much as possible. But I would have... I mean, I could do it and unlock Azazel, though. if I do it, it will let me unlock Azazel, but if I don't do it, I have a higher chance of getting Maggie, and that's like, which path do I want to go? Both aren't difficult, but you know what? Screw it. We'll go ahead and we'll do this just to get Azazel unlocked easier. I already have Sacred Heart, which is pretty much guaranteed victory already, so it doesn't hurt. Let's see. Thankfully, we're in a position where it's not super, like, rough to, like, beat these last couple of floors, but hey, it doesn't really matter. Rune shards, I believe, is just like a weaker version of a rune that you get before you like unlock the runes. I definitely don't want to take the D100 because that would mean losing Sacred Heart, which is basically my only guaranteed part of, only reason I can guarantee victory. We are going to try to run through this as fast as possible. We are already, how many minutes in? 26 minutes into this recording. Or 20 minutes into this run. And again, I don't take things super slowly. Or I don't go quickly when playing these games. Oop, I am back, I think. Yeah. Hopefully I'm back. I cannot tell. I think it's unpaused. Sorry about that. I had a phone call I had to answer there. I am not even going to touch Kamikaze. Just because I don't want to run the risk of holding on to it and accidentally exploding myself because of making stupid mistakes, which I am prone to do. But we are getting close to the bomb fight, which, again, it's not going to be super difficult. And then after that, the only things we have left are, the womb floor, which hopefully I can use the Joker card to get a free, I was curious what it would give me, and then hopefully I can use the Joker card to get a free start on the Polaroid instead of having to do the 10 Mom's Heart fight first. Again, it's just one of those techniques that's not often like talked about, but is a way of doing it. And I've always known about it because I thought that's how you were supposed to get the Polaroid, was by getting Angel Deal and Devil Deals, which would then guarantee them later on. Guarantee the, like, ascension or descension later on. Yeah, nothing there I really want. And I can't donate any money because of the donation machine being clogged. Yeah, been in both secret rooms already, so... From here it's pretty easy. This is a free Devil Deal item. I mean, honestly, it's not my favorite Devil Deal item, but it works. I could use my Joker card on this floor to get a Devil Deal guaranteed that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise, but I'd honestly want to, like I said, just want to hold on to it just to be on the safe side. Now, I say Polaroid / negative, but it is going to be guaranteed to start on the negative because I took Devil Deals. I swear I don't have Mowski, but it almost comes off as if I do. I mean, what a pretty lucky rune to kind of like get for free without like realizing it. I knew the other room couldn't have been a like special room, so that's why I went up into it hoping that it was going to be a special room, but I didn't realize it was going to be a free curse room. Again, I'm dealing enough damage that the rest of this like playthrough is going to be just pretty much guaranteed victory after guaranteed victory. Like, it's not a super hard run to win. Chances I take damage are pretty high, but again, not like completely non-guaranteed. Lodestone's a pretty decent item. Basically, my tears get magnetized towards enemies if they get hit with a special magnetizing tear. Lucky Rock has appeared in the basement. Okay, I mean, not bad. I don't even remember what the unlock conditions were for Lucky Rock, but hey, it's good to have it. Also, they are being extremely noisy upstairs today. I am sorry about that. Ooh, Firemind being Firemind. Hence why I tend not to take the randomizing tier effects items like $3 bill or, in this case, Rainbow Fruitcake. They're not fantastic items. Because you risk hurting yourself more often than not. Not necessarily worth paying out. I could blow up the beggar to get a increased double chance for the floor, which I might do. In fact, I might even go blow up the shopkeeper just for the same reason. Take that over the rusted key now, because I got 26 keys, which is more than enough to really thrive off of. So yeah, let's head down to the shop first, and then blow up my shopkeeper. I will buy the heart, because might as well have full hearts too. And then we're getting ready to go into the mom fight. Nice, and health up as well as a Devil Deal. Again, not my favorite Devil Deal item. Again, Devil Deals have been a huge nerf since Repentance came out. But that's because the pool has been has so much stuff in it now that most of them aren't even worth it. With that, Azazel was unlocked. I've already reached a max tier rate, which is fantastic. Another health up and another trinket, which I don't need. I don't know if there's any unlocks for reaching 99 coins. I don't think there is. And if there is, it's got to be something like Deep Pockets or Deeper Pockets, which, extends the cap on money by so much. Guppy's Tail is really starting to pay out with a ton of chests now. but I'm not like super desperate for the chest, so it's not the end of the world getting them or not. Because the only time I really want them is if it's, you know, the chest or the dark room, which is the negative version of the chest, which will come into play much later in the series, especially if you're new to the game, so you don't really know about it yet. What paid out with all of these cards? Justice, I mean, I can use that. Death is an okay card to have. Emperor, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Stars, and another Sun card. None of which I really need. Okay. There wasn't any unlocks at 99 cents, which isn't surprising. I kind of figured as much already, but figured it didn't hurt to, like, double check. Now, Tinder rocks are super hard for me to see on this floor, only because, while like any other Tinder rock that are marked with an X, it doesn't really change the color of the rock on these floors like it does on the others, making them a bit harder to see reliably for me. I didn't quite go where I wanted to do, but it's whatever.
I'm excited.
I could go in there, but taking double damage to go in and out of the curse room doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, even if I'm guaranteed victory. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I have enough health though on the floor that I could go in there and I'll be fine. I guess it doesn't hurt to check though. Okay, not the end of the world, not fantastic, but yeah, it's better than nothing, right? Oh no, I have to go back to get this single soul heart. Like I said, not the end of the world. Could be a whole lot worse. Now, I could increase my Devil Deal chance, which I might do, because it doesn't hurt to get it in this floor. I don't think that even increased it at all anyways. Kind of pointless. Man, it's just Sacred Heart makes short work of these, you know, fights. None of those actually are anything I want. There's my final Guppy piece, which should unlock. I didn't realize it unlocked Parasite. I was gonna say unlocks Guppy Hairball, which gives me the little challenge for Guppy. I'm actually gonna hold on to my health just in case I can get the last heart needed to unlock Maggie. Let's just leave that money in there. If I find a beggar, I actually want to play them just to try and give myself the best chance possible of getting the extra health item I need. Assume Rotten Penny unlocks after having so many flies and spiders. It's so hard to line up when you have flight. Luck up. No, these are unknown. Oop, that must have been a health up. Unlocked Magdalene at the tank and cursed. Yep. Cool. So, with that being said, I now finally have Magdalene, which, hey, I've gotten a decent chunk of the characters unlocked already. Which means because the only thing left is to just fight the boss. And this is why I held on to the Joker card.
Joker.
Because now I can get an early start on getting the negative started. Unlocked Eden, Fighting Baby, Mama's Boy achievement, Pop. That's, again, a lot of achievements to unlock, but hey. That's gonna be how it is for the first few runs. You're just gonna get a lot of achievements. It's good thing I know, like, a lot of, like, the little secrets of the game. Otherwise, it would take me forever to complete it now. If I remember correctly, those guys are actually the enemies that are impenetrable except for the back of their heads, but the ones that have the Isaac face on the back are actually called Selfless Knights. I don't know all the enemies' names, but that's one of the few ones I did remember. Because I was just, like, so annoyed when fighting them because they're one of the hardest enemies to fight. Mainly because every time you go behind them, they end up, like, seeing that you're back there and trying to, you know, they turn around mid, you know, walk. So it's hard to, like, actually deal damage to them. So I wanted to, like, learn their name just because of how annoying they were. So yeah, it turns out they're Selfless Knights. Alright, Satan. Oh, I managed to time it right for once. That's one of those things, like, I never knew that, I can never get the timing quite right of dropping the bomb so it, you know, deals massive damage to the Fallen. But I try it every time. And there we go. With that, the first piece of the negative is unlocked, as well as beating Mom's Heart for the first time. With that, Blood Rites has appeared in the basement. Judas has been unlocked. As you can see, got the first piece of the negative already unlocked, even before beating Mom's Heart 10 times. Which means Samson is the first character to have anything unlocked, or any challenges completed. I have unlocked most characters now. All that's left are the ones that, like, you need other characters to beat, and the ones that are requiring later game content, right? Keeper, which is a hidden character, is only unlocked after getting the Greed Donation Machine, which is unlocked. Greed Donation Machine is only done after you beat Greed Mode. Once you beat Greed Mode, the donation machine drops, and then you can donate as much money to it, and there will be a percentage counter on the left that'll tell you how high it is likely, or like how often it'll jam, right? And the more you play it as one character, the more often it'll jam as that character, because it's like every 10 cents or so, it increases the jam chance by 1%. So that's the only way you can unlock Keepers, by getting that to 999. And the Lost, which again, one of my favorite characters, you can only unlock him by having the Lost poster, the missing poster, and dying as Isaac while holding that item, that trinket, on self-sacrifice spikes. Again, not super difficult to unlock those characters, but they are annoying. So, like I said, I have most characters unlocked now, and I think probably the next thing I'm going to go for is unlocking Bethany. and potentially Lilith after that. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what you saw, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and without further ado, have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever, and bye-bye.